The project is estimated to be completed in the summer of 2025. But what that means for an EB5 investor is that the project is already in construction and is already generating jobs.
Right.
I think that's extremely important for investors to understand that when they approach their I-829 adjudication, that they know that there's job creation already happening. But we'll also advise your clients on US tax planning, Korea tax planning, and then also estate planning in the United States, which is extremely important for an investor. Well, I think that Korea, from my experience, open-minded, much more global, and the city is so clean, organized, modern. I was like, wow, why did it take me so long? This is the first time I've come to Korea.
Oh, really? Could you please provide some information about your company and yourself?
Sure. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me to join you today. My name is Victor Espinoza, and I am Vice President of Global Business Development at Peachtree Group. For me, in my career, I started my career out at Goldman Sachs in private wealth management. I co-led a book of over 100 high net worth individuals. We provided them investment management services, we provided them tax planning services, estate planning services, and functioned like an in-house family office for these families. So my experience is focused on financial services. And I joined the EB5 industry in 2015. And so this year will be my 10th year working in EB5. We are a firm that was founded in 2007. We are a private equity, real estate focused firm. We provide 3 investment strategies primarily. We are acquirers of commercial real estate in the hospitality and multifamily sector. We also are developers, so we can build, hospitality projects and residential multifamily projects. And we are also lenders to the commercial real estate space. We are a fully vertically integrated platform. EB5 is extremely important for us because that forms part of our expertise in the capital stack. And so it's part of one of the debt instruments that we use to lend to third-party developers. Assets managed, we are now north of $3.6 billion of assets that we manage. And in terms of valuation of our portfolio of real estate assets, we are now north of a valuation of $10 billion.
Could you explain a little bit more in detail in terms of that the Peachtree Group's that business model or the the area? So what kind of the thing that differentiates your firm from the other regional centers?
Sure. So I think what's really important for us as a group that is participating in the EB5 program in the process is to demonstrate our expertise as developers and managers of the real estate construction process or the financial capital stack of the project. We now have invested in over 600 different projects. So we've had north of 600 transactions at a corporate level. And so we have a team of underwriters, right? Experts in hospitality, a team of underwriters that are experts in multifamily. And so those individuals and those teams are conducting the due diligence to be able to qualify our EB5 projects and then to be able to go out and raise the capital for the EB5. Our CEO, Greg Friedman, comes from a family that has been in the commercial real estate space. So he's a second generation business owner. And so he has experience in the commercial real estate space, not only from a personal level, but also in a family perspective. But he's also worked in the commercial real estate industry before starting Peachtree in 2000.
I just think about the new rule, the RIA, the 2022. Could you explain a little bit more, for example, like the SEC, the monitors, the controls, and what kind of the protective system was built under the RIA 2022?
I think that's a really important question. Our role as a regional center is to be able to structure projects and make sure that the projects adhere to the new regulation.
Right.
And part of the regulation brought forward these new transparency measures. right? So that the investor is fully clear in understanding what risks are involved with the project, who is part of the project, right? The NCE and the JCE, their professional history and experience. So all of that information is part of the 956F, the new filing that we have to submit for every single project. Also, there's more transparency surrounding EB5 as a financial instrument, right? So there's 3 government agencies that monitor the EB5 program. We have Immigration Services, so we have USCIS, we have the Department of State, and then now we have the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. I think what individuals need to understand is that the EB5 fund itself is a financial instrument, right? It's a private financial instrument that does not trade on the exchange, but it has to adhere to SEC regulation. Just how they invest their own money in the stock exchange, or they're investing in different types of investments, there's always risk, right? But I think that the new regulation and the RIA of 2022 has brought forward integrity measures, right? So as regional centers, we have to comply. We have to have our annual filings, right? Anytime there's a change of a principal of the NCE or the JCE or the regional center, that has to be disclosed, right? So my own professional background is disclosed and it's submitted. And so that every member that is involved in the process is part of that filing. And I think that's extremely important for investors and also for our partners to understand that they are working with compliant regional centers.
Could you please explain about our project, the Town Palace by Marriott?
Yes. So we are very extremely happy to be able to offer the Town Place Suites by Marriott Hotel located in Palmdale, California as part of our EB5 investment project at Peachtree Group. This project is located in Palmdale, California, which is about an hour and I would say 30 minutes outside of downtown Los Angeles. The project qualifies as a targeted employment area project. So that does ensure, the 10% reserve visas for investors and also qualifies at the investment amount of $800,000. We are building a limited service hotel branded by Marriott. It's going to be the first Marriott product within the Palmdale community.
Particularly, I like that thing that the Palmdale is the base town for very famous the aerospace industry companies.
Correct. Palmdale itself serves as a very interesting market. It is the home of Edwards Air Force Base. It's also the home of Lockheed Martin, and it's a market that will serve people from the military, essentially, right? So we not only have our tourism, but we also will be serving those visitors for those companies and the Air Force Base. So I think it's an extremely well-positioned hotel in regards to the market. In terms of the size of the hotel is building 120 rooms. Full construction costs, we're looking at $31.3 million of construction costs. And from an EB5 perspective, we're looking at $24.8 million of an EB5 capital. We are structuring the EB5 as a senior mortgaged EB5 loan. The benefit for the EB5 investor from that perspective is that they sit in first position for the exit and the repayment of the EB5. The project is also fully financed, which means that the developer, which is a partnership between LodgeCap and Peachtree Group, has 100% of the capital needed to be able to construct the project. The project is estimated to be completed in the summer of 2025.
Which is next year?
Which is next year. So we are less than a year away from ribbon cutting ceremony, which is extremely exciting. But what that means for an EB5 investor is that the project is already in construction and is already generating jobs. I think that's extremely important for investors to understand that when they approach their I-829 adjudication, that they know that there's job creation already happening. So their jobs are already waiting for them. The project also is approved by the 956F petition, which is what we were speaking about regarding the RIA and the new integrity measures for 2022. So that is also a strong point for the project, that when an investor invests into EB5 and presents their I-526E petition, that the project is an approved project from that perspective, so less risk for the investors. One of the strengths about Peachtree is that it's also a hospitality manager. It can operate hotels. And so this hotel, once it opens, will be part of Peachtree's portfolio of hotels. We have over 80 hotels in 40 different states within the United States, and this will be one of the new hotels part of our portfolio, not only from an ownership perspective, but also from an operating and management perspective.
How did you come to know about the 제일이민, and what makes you decide to start the business in Korea, the first with the 제일이민?
Yeah, so we are very honored to be able to start our partnership in Korea with you and your firm. We are extremely happy that you are a licensed attorney in the United States, in 2 states, no less, and we understand how difficult it is to sit for the bar exam in the United States. And not only were you successful in 1 state, but you're successful in 2 states. So for us, it's extremely important to be part of your business here in Korea. We appreciate and applaud you for how you approach the market in Korea. And not only are you offering your investors immigration advisory, but you are building a team of advisors that will take the investor from initial understanding of not only EB5 and immigration and moving to the United States, but will also advise your clients on US tax planning, Korea tax planning, and then also estate planning in the United States, which is extremely important for an investor. And so that brings us a lot of honor to be part of your firm, to be one of your trusted EB5 partners. And we decided to move forward as our first partnership in Korea with you because of how you approach and provide services to your investors and partners here in the market.
I'm also very honored with working with you guys, Peachtree Group, because I already know that Peachtree Group is really the famous entity in especially commercial construction, the industry in the United States. And I believe that the advantages makes the client to have that very efficiently the green card, and we can give the client with a strong credential to the future plan in the United States. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.